Okay, and I forgot to start the recording. Now it's going. All right. Where we left off. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
You want us to redo the intros? It's fine by me.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
let's do
okay.
it again.
Nope, nope, it's fine. I'm
Yeah,
sure the
let's.
people on you who watch it on YouTube know by now. Anyway, we left off last time. You guys were 30 days into the Phlogiston on the trip to Path Space before getting on beyond that. Let's go ahead and come over to the Phlogiston map. And, yeah, it's been a fairly uneventful journey so far. As we get into this, 30 days into the trip, is there anything in addition that you guys wanted to do? Anything that you thought of in between sessions that you wanted to be doing for the rest of the trip kind of thing? Or any new thoughts on duties that you would have on the ship?
Lafdul's doing an inventory check once we get closer to 8 ports.
I'm doing. I'm checking to make sure I'm going through checking our arrow supplies and such. But I figured since I'm make them.
Lever goes and knocks at Lafdul's door, and when he opens, she says, "Hey,
Oh.
can we have a quick word? It's about Shul."
The rumors are going to get worse if you keep coming in like this. Yeah, I smuggle her in.
What?
Nothing.
I'm quite capable of walking in my own.
I know. I'm just making it sound worse.
Oh, look, they're going to his room again.
Do you blindfold me when you smuggle me in?
No.
Don't go there. People will start making memes.
He turns off the lights as I walk in, so
Oh, God.
Sorry, you got aim for vision.
around
You
until
got
I
aim
find
for
something
vision.
to see.
It doesn't matter.
So
Alright.
I sit down. I sort of glance in the direction where I think he is, and I said, I wasn't talking about us. I was talking about Joel.
Oh.
Can we do something to keep her under observation or something? I know Higgimus likes her, and so does. It seems so do all the others, but I don't feel easy around her.
I don't either, but it's... If I were to be... At the moment, I've not been given cause other than general suspicion to act against her.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to give indication that, well, she might just be really good at just covering her tracks, but, we'll just have to learn from this.
I don't want to attack her, I just want to keep her under observation. I think she's given too much free rein on this ship.
There's a chance I could dispel her warding magic, but she could probably just reapply it, and I can't recast my dispel until I leave the Phlogiston, and there's no guarantee that she won't be aware that her wards have suddenly been dispelled, and we're like the only, well, us and a couple of others are like chief suspects in this little ploy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I just say we check over everything we have. We do like a proper inventory check once we come near port.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So before she has a chance to leave, we'll double check that we have everything.
Yeah.
I would also suggest that you try casting a few spells. Just any old spell. Check that your spells are actually working. I tell her that I have a spell that really confounds wizards if they've not been paying attention to their spellbook. It can make the spells cast other spells. It's quite a useful spell. Never really had the opportunity to use it yet.
So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to cast detect magic all the time, or what?
No, just change your spells around. Just check your spellbook's working. That's all. Nothing else.
Well, what we could try is fly around a bit.
Fly. What do you want to do with flying?
I can make you fly. I can fly.
I can fly myself. I can grow
So can
wings.
Let's go for a flight.
Okay, where are you going with this? Where are you going with this?
No, just to be able to cast spells.
Alright. This is where we get a random encounter, and we don't have the spells available.
Yeah.
So, you guys didn't come up with anything as a
No,
means
not
to
really.
keep an eye on her?
I'm not aggressive towards doing that. I'm just, just being cautious, checking stuff, etc.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can always try to dispel her wardings if you want to
No.
actually see into the room.
Because knowing you, you'll probably say that she has a way of detecting that her wards have been dispelled. I mean, this
Simple
is a bit
detect
of,
magic is all it takes.
this is a bit about character conversation, but when I know of items that protect against like mind reading, etc., but I don't know of spells that do that. I literally scoured for ages. I couldn't find them. So
I'm pretty sure that there are spells that do that. But
It's not just protection against spells.
I don't know.
There's
Basically,
all-
I don't know if this is a GM storytelling thing or if it's an actual spell, an actual thing. Because I know there's like a ring of mind shielding and stuff like that.
there's always a reason.
There's
I'm not gonna just say, oh no, you can't do this thing which should normally work just because I don't want it to work.
Yeah. All right. No, that's
Well,
fine.
you can. You just said they have a magic item that does it, though.
But then I
Well,
would
no,
actually
I
give
don't
them the
know.
magic item.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
don't.
My point
you
is
never
that
come up with a
if your thing isn't working, there's a reason for it beyond DM fiat.
Oh, so I don't know if no alignment's a mind reading spell or not.
No,
don't
but
think
it can
it
be
is.
warded against it.
Yeah.
And
They're-
it can be misaligned.
There,
Give you the
there,
false reading and stuff.
yeah, there are plenty of spells that protect against that.
I don't know them off the top of my head, which is that's actually just the reverse of no alignment. Yeah, but that would indicate that actually, did Wizards get that spell? No alignment divination. Oh, regardless, anyway, no, I don't have any plans. So
I figure the way that Auld described her as storytelling, she might be a bard.
yeah, that's what I got thought as well. But could be a
Bard-
special priest or something, or another wizard. Multi-class could be a cleric wizard.
Bards don't have spell books, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
They operate as wizards.
Did we see her with a book on her when we first rescued her?
Nope. But I mean, you most certainly would not know everything that she owns. So
Yeah, I was just thinking the spell book. A wizard almost always keeps that spell book on them.
well, not if they have 3 or 4 spell books.
That's true, but they
kinda
would
difficult.
keep like the main one with them at all times.
She did move some equipment, like personal items, into her room from her ship when you guys rescued her, tied down the ship, and everything like that. But no one really got a good look at what that was.
No one was looking.
Well, I mean, she had a pack, and some bags, sacks, sort of thing. Nondescript stuff, but no, she didn't obviously carry any books. I can confirm for you for that.
Okay. And also, I dabble is totally a typical bard answer, I think, to what type of spellcaster you are.
Do almost all bards all play music? Is
I
that like
don't
a
know.
natural calling?
They get the class gets the music instrument proficiency for free.
Alright.
So yeah, I mean they would almost all play something, but
You don't have
arguably
to-
you wouldn't need to. You could be a singer, you could be a storyteller, and that's perfectly fine. Just because they have the
You
music
could be a
instrument,
dancer.
just because they have the music instrument proficiency doesn't mean that they have to actually have an instrument and use it all the time for their special abilities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's just later editions where they make it that way.
Isn't the voice considered to be a musical instrument?
Yes. But
Yeah.
not for the purposes of proficiency. That would be the singing proficiency, which they do not get for free, but certainly the character could take that.
Okay.
And obviously, some of the bardly powers are based on speech as opposed to music.
Mm-hmm.
So, take all of that as you will. Nothing else that you guys wanted to do specifically with regards to her?
Oh, I could always use disascension face and go out to eat something. That's always fun.
Don't.
I mean, you
For
are a
some-
mischief maker.
For some reason, Lafdul's getting this nagging feeling that this Ockar is just objecting somehow, somewhere.
There's always a feeling of objecting to anything plan.
Yeah. Although I might use an augury on... Actually, I know, I need a... Alright, what if I... No. I don't want to do too much metagaming.
If you have
No,
a question,
I won't.
ask, though.
Could try
I was going to use
guys'
augury
character.
for using dispel magic on her. Would there be, whoa, you know... How much danger is there in such an act?
Do you want
Oh,
to do
that's
that?
not a yes and no, is it? Oh wait, that's not.
Augury
that's a
doesn't do
different
just
spell.
yes or no.
That's a different.
No,
spell.
but it would give me a rating of just how dangerous this might be. Obviously, I'll get information, as far as I know, from the dice roll, so to speak.
I mean, you can ask a question, you'll get a simple, probably cryptic answer.
I
I mean, it's a second level spell, you can get it back.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know. No, I'm not going.
I mean, if you,
I don't know how to word it. That's the problem.
well, okay, that is a problem.
Because any question that I can give, I'm pretty sure I know the answer for already. Other than like how dangerous it would be, so to speak. You know, she might be a shape-change dragon. So, oh, there'll be certain death if you dispel her wand.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
I mean, if
I
you-
never actually considered that one, but
If
All
you,
right,
if
no,
you
all
think
right.
of-
One night I do it then. Fine, I do it and I ask, what would be the consequences of attempting to dispel her magic, her wards, in order for me to spy on her to gain information? I suppose is that too much, or basically I'm just asking insight for my course of actions that I might be partaking in.
Would you tell us that you're doing that?
Probably
After's
not.
doing this by himself.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I mean, it should be a pretty simple question. So you can't put too many conditions on it. I would say that would guarantee the spell to fail.
All right, so will there be?
Will there be consequences for dispelling her wardings?
Yeah, I guess. And I'm looking specifically. I'm looking for a rating of how dangerous those consequences could be.
You cast your augury. You roll the dice and look over them for an answer, and the answer that you receive is that there would be no directly harmful consequences from that action, but there might be other possible negative effects.
like being ostracized by the entire crew.
Not
That's
the
only if you
entire.
get
I
caught.
mean, what I'll tell you is that you can glean from that it's likely that dispelling the warding itself would not like trigger a backlash magical effect.
Yeah, I know.
But the augury does not tell you whether it's not informing you of how any particular individual would act.
Yeah. Well, obviously, once she becomes aware of it, then there's only a very narrow list of subjects. That's why I'm looking for a combat situation to say, oh well, I cast a spell magic in this area. It just happened to affect your world. Or do I have to specifically target? I can't remember.
We could probably use Omen for checking out with the
You can't do it in a fudge stone, though.
what?
Omen?
She needs to
That's
light
a
fire.
wizard spell.
No, but she has to light fire, so she has to do it outside the fudge stone.
Right.
Yeah. No, I keep this information to myself.
Okay.
It's just like a personal insight. I mean, I might pray to Everin every night. Maybe he might give me some more insight. Just a personal thing.
Yeah,
Even though he
slight
can't
problem
hear you.
with that. Yeah, he can't hear you in the phlogiston.
All right, when I'm outside the phlogiston.
Yeah,
Well, we're
that'll
not
be
quite there yet.
that'll be a while. All right, so nothing else.
No, I'm not directly taking action though.
Okay.
I'm just checking my inventory to make sure I've got everything.
Alrighty.
This is personal Lafdul paranoia. He's
Yeah,
not telling anyone.
your glyph of warding is still intact.
Yeah.
And near as you can tell, your safe has not been opened. And all the contents inside are still there.
I take my sword scabbard that maybe no one knows about. I've got gems inside of there. It's got 2 sapphires and 2 100 gold gems in there. 2 jets, I think.
Yep, they're there.
Alright.
Now, you have not checked the that beaker in this time, have you?
Beaker?
The flask, the clear flask?
No, as I'm doing an adventure check, I suppose now I'd notice.
Okay. Yeah, it has refilled.
Oh. Well, once I've done doing an adventure check, I will inform the crew during dinner or something.
What was? It's on the player doc, right? What we figured out what was in there so far. What did we use out of it?
It's not on the player doc anymore. Lafdul's holding on to it. It's the
Yeah.
one that had the 5 different potions in it, I believe. 5? Or is
Yep.
it 6?
5.
The count
5
of multiple
potions.
liquids.
It's still on the player doc.
Is it? Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
what the individual effects are. I don't have that listed. I just have the decanter, and that's it. Decanter of multiple
See, the
liquids.
bottom layer is dark blue healing. 4th, purple
Hang on.
filled with small bubbles.
Where
Perfect.
is this on the document?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
right. I
under
will
miscellaneous loot unidentified. 3rd layer opaque.
Yeah, let him
Alright,
look.
Yeah. I'll just copy it out or whatever. I'll make a note of it on my own character sheet. Just I'm holding on to it as copy.
What? So there's more in there now?
When dinner time comes,
Is
I'll
that
bring it up.
is that like a new layer or?
All of the layers that you saw before are back.
Ooh. Oh. What about the people that have separated out their amounts?
Huh?
What
You
about
mean
the people that
the ones that you poured out already?
Yeah, are they still viable?
No one's
Can
used any.
someone-
They look the exact same as they did before.
Ooh. Well, there's no way to tell about healing one. Oh, actually, no, I've been sparring with Yeldan. Someone want to try that or replace the blue healing one? Actually, no, you can't until you've emptied that out. Yeah. What was the top one? Hang on.
Non-viscous honey yellow
Flying.
liquid.
Oh, flying.
Possibly. Was that unidentified that confirmed that? I don't remember.
Yeah, that one was
Must
identified.
be because we.
That one
have
was
an exact-
identified. So what are you gonna do with it?
Oh, we didn't know what the second one was. Oh, we can find out what the second effect does. Someone want to try the first one so they can fly? I'll drink the first one. I bring this up in a meeting. So that we can confirm this, that we can confirm what the effects of this potion that seems to refill it itself is. So we need to find out what the second effect is. So I just drink the flying effect, unless someone's going to object, just so we can get to the second one, so someone else can drink the second one. See what I did there.
We
So
know
I
what
don't have to...
We know what that one does, though, right? The one you
Yeah.
have?
I've got the
said-
flying one,
Yeah.
and we don't know what the second layer... Deep red syrupy liquid, question mark. That's the one that I wanted to get to find out what it does, so someone needs to drink that effect.
Or you could just try identify on it, because now it's the same liquid.
Problem being, the only objection I have to it is if it's something like heal or remove poison or something like that, you won't even know. Or if it's like breathe on the water, you won't even know.
Well, it'll narrow it down.
Not
I mean,
necessarily.
it refills, so we need to find out if it only refills when it's completely empty or if it's partially empty as well.
Did somebody test that before?
No, this is the
No.
first time we've
So
noticed
no,
it's
no,
refilled.
no. Someone, Ockar, took a taste of the
Nothing
second
happened.
layer, but he didn't notice any effect.
There you go.
Yeah, we already tasted it. I figure if it's possible, since it's not the same liquid in there anymore, you could possibly try identify on it. Is the
No,
theory.
I'll tell you right now, identify won't work because Leva hasn't gone up another level.
Well,
It looks
I
the
don't think
exact same.
I was-
It looks the exact same as the stuff that you already poured out. I mean, you poured them out
Fair.
into other flasks, and you still have those. You can compare them. They look the exact same.
Does Levis have her alchemy proficiency now?
She cannot do alchemy in the phlogiston, so she cannot test these
Right.
in the phlogiston.
Oh. Alright,
Let's
pour
do
it.
something that makes sparks.
Can we just pour it into a flask and let her do alchemy out once we get outside the flagstone? We've just got it separated for testing now.
Chances are good if one part of the potion is healing, that the next part won't be a poison. Just a guess on my part. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Are you gonna pour out each layer into another flask, or are you just gonna?
Don't we already have a flask of the red stuff because we hadn't used it? Because apparently we emptied
You haven't
it
used
out.
any of them.
Well,
Yeah,
I
so-
drank the
So-
first one, the flying potion.
You were
'Cause
you
I
were
wanted
saying
to-
you were going to, but then there was discussion, and I assumed that was not something that you were actually going to do because. But if you want to drink the first layer of that,
Well,
I
the
thought we
argument was... Does someone want to try a second layer? We'll just answer this question now.
Don't we already
Slowly.
have a vial of the second layer because
Yeah.
you guys emptied it out once
So?
already?
you have
So
you
that
have
means you don't need to empty it out again right now.
But if
This
it's a healing
refills.
potion and it refills, then we can give one to each and every one of us, and
Eventually.
it's not a temporary; it's a permanent one, and there's nothing wrong with trying it out, figuring out what it does, and then giving one to each. That's or more. I mean, the fighters can easily use more than one healing potion.
Okay, let's stop arguing with it. I'll take the second one, the one that they don't know what it does, and I'll drink it. Right now. I'm doing that right now.
Hey,
Okay.
you should at least cut your hand or something before you do
Well,
that.
yeah, we'll go through a test as he drinks it. We'll see what it does immediately first now.
all right.
So what
give me
happened?
Just a second.
Okay, that makes sense. I will prick myself to hurt myself a little bit.
So you do one hit point of damage to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you've been sparring or something, like me and Yeldan have, actually Ockar has,
It
Mhm.
doesn't matter.
you would...
No, you would be specifically sparring in such a way to not take any damage. So yeah, he just
You might have
takes some damage.
bruises, though.
That he might.
It-
Let's
Anyways.
see. Okay.
And I'm assuming this is not the one in the container. It's the one that we already had poured out.
Yes.
That he drank.
Yes.
I would say I would want to use the first layer though. That I would to get a duration on it.
That's a good idea to know how long it lasts.
Yeah, so
Were
I
you-
would have drank the.
You're gonna drink
Yeah,
the
I'm just
first
gonna be
layer as
hovering.
opposed to the one that's already been poured out.
You might as well use the one that's already
let him
poured
answer.
out.
Let him answer.
Or what's Higgimus doing?
Higgimus is drinking the potion that was already poured out, the one that you guys don't know.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, no, I'm
asking, are you drinking the layer or are you drinking
Yes,
the
I
potion?
am.
Okay, thank you.
I'm drinking the layer.
All right, I just wanted to know which one was being used. Thank you. All right, give me just a second. All right, let's see. Okay, who is in there with Higgimus when this is all happening? I know
Me, I guess.
Lafdul is.
I figure this
you're
is
all there?
happening. I figure this is happening during the dinner meeting.
Yeah,
Wow.
I thought that. I thought that's what Lefterwood said.
Yeah, and this would be like during whenever we'd all meet up
Okay.
somewhere at some point.
Is Jewel there too, or have you explicitly done this when she is not there, so it's just the party?
I'd rather
Just be
not.
the party.
Just the
Just the
party.
party? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's going to
she
be a
doesn't need to
potion
know
of fire
about-
breathing, by the way. That's what it's going to be. And they'll laugh at you. I'll laugh at every single one of you when it burns.
You know, if that's a potion of fire, our ship's going to go up.
Yep.
Flames.
All right, Higgimus. You drink down this potion, and after ingesting it, who do you look at first?
Well, I guess. Oh, no.
Just roll a die, because...
Oh, no. Please not.
Yeah, just
Potion
roll
of
die.
love.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone
Hold
pick
on.
a number.
Yeah. Give me. Who is? Let me do this first.
Just go down the list of
all right, that
Braxon,
works.
G-Man,
Okay.
James, all that one.
Yeah, I can do that. All right. Let's see. Okay. Higgimus, you ingest it, and first person you look at after ingesting it is Yeldan, and all of a sudden you realize that he is your best friend in the world.
Oh, no.
Again.
God.
Again.
So it's a cursed effect, essentially. Because it causes the imbuer to be infatuated with the
love-
first person they see.
It's a potion of charm person. Or
Uh,
charm monster in this case.
would it be actually a love possible love potion? It doesn't work the same way if it's a different race.
Higgimus and Yeldan sitting in a tree.
Kissing.
And you think Rumus about the Lafdul and Levalithana. Oh God. Think about Higgimus with Yeldan in his arms.
So Higgimus.
So for the rest of the dinner thing, or however long this works, whatever Yeldan brings up, I agree with.
So there's the subtle demands
So,
you've been
and
implying?
just so you guys, none of the rest of you know this. None of the rest of you realize this.
I
Initially.
mean, do I even notice a change or anything like that, or feeling or anything like that?
Unless you
Would I
hate
notice?
him.
I will let you decide for your own character how this is working. You just, after ingesting the potion, you suddenly realize, for some reason, you never realized before just how good a friend Yeldan was. You think you'd do anything for him. He's the best friend you've ever had.
Oh God, best friend, hey?
Best friend, yeah.
If only I had to detect charm, but I wouldn't know about this.
Wouldn't we notice
Well,
that
Higgimus is
Higgimus-
agreeing with everything I say.
Yeah. So I'll say I don't know any difference. How about you, Yeldan? I trust your opinion.
I'll look as like. Are you sure? You
Yeah.
seem to be agreeing with everything I say.
Well, no, you kind of.
This is literally just the first thing that he said after ingesting the
Oh,
potion.
what? But what? I don't know. I wasn't the one who drank the potion.
Oh well, you know, you seem right about this. If you don't think there's anything that's you can see, then it must not be true, or it must not have done anything. That we can tell.
You look at your hand, and your hand is still bleeding.
My hand still hurts though, and I'll look over to Lafdul.
Yeah, I will patch him up. Hang on, where's healing proficiency? This is gonna. Can I not use a healing kit, or do I have to?
This is different than
No,
what
you don't need to
Higgimus
do that. It's just
normally
one. He
acts.
just took one
It's
point
just
of
a
damage.
bandage.
Yeah, just
yeah.
Is
I'm
this,
just like bandaging it, basically.
Yeah.
Is this clearly different than how Higgimus normally acts?
Wouldn't Higgimus
You'll have to
keep
figure that out for
glancing-
yourself.
Wouldn't Higgimus glance over at Yeldan more often? Because he...
No, it's just a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but if he all of a sudden is a very good friend and he wasn't that before, then he'd ask, he'd look for approval.
That's up to Higgimus.
See, there needs to be a way for a conversation to happen between arrows and guns. If he yelled to say, arrows are better, then suddenly Higgimus would agree. We just need that conversation to somehow get there.
Well, I guess...
So we just talk about inventory stuff, and it's like, say, I don't know,
guess
you've got better with
I've
your
been-
bow or something. You say,
Well,
you really have been getting
All right,
very
so
good.
so rather than trying to metagame this out to figure this out,
Well, Yeldan will
you guys, none of you guys have really noticed anything in particular with this. You'll have to pick it up from the way that Higgimus plays it. But now you, so
It's not harmful.
you were
One of
at the
the-
same time. At the same time he was doing that, you were drinking the first layer of the flask,
Fly.
correct? Okay.
Oh,
So
I've also got detect magic I could cast.
yeah, first of all, it allows you to fly. It doesn't make you hover. That would be like levitation.
Oh, so I've got to constantly move.
Yeah, you would have to like actually fly.
I
You
just
can
fly
just-
around the room like a ghost.
It's not that big
Or-
of a room,
or-
but
Or you could just occasionally test it by jumping up, flying up, and then landing again, right?
Oh, can I do
Every
that? now?
like
not in
5
this
minutes.
room. I mean, if you want to hit your head, I mean, okay.
Well, the idea is you test it like every so often, figure out.
I mean, you
And when
already
it
knew it
stops-
was a flying potion.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to figure out the duration.
Alright, I excused myself from dinner and I just go out and report back once it's worn off.
All right, you freak out a few of the sailors.
Yeah, that's good then. Laughter likes freaking them out.
He's
I tried
mischiefmaker.
to scare them now and again, flying around the ship. Well, being careful not to be too far away, so
yeah.
that I suddenly drop out of space.
All right,
I do it over the ship.
So are you
Always
going
over
to
the
be
ship.
literally flying until it runs out? Is that your plan?
Reasonably close to the ground that I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
die.
that's fine. That's fine. But the point is that you're staying up in the air until it runs out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get an idea of how long it lasts.
Near as you can tell, it lasts 80 minutes.
And
Oh.
and one of the things I was going to bring up is during the meeting, Yeldan would have brought up that he's going over the arrow supplies to make sure we have enough.
Does Lafdul
If
know
that
how?
brings up any conversation, like, hey,
Okay,
From
well,
Higgimus.
Lafdul is out flying around, so he's not going to be part of the conversation anymore.
Does
He's having fun.
Lafdul know how small this ship's air envelope is?
No.
he's staying close to the
yeah,
deck,
he's
so it
staying
doesn't
close
really
to the
matter.
close to the
Yeah.
ship, so he's not going to.
He'd realise after a while.
Well, I
probably.
mean, the air envelopes are pretty large. Number one. Number two, you said you were staying close to the ship, so you wouldn't
Yeah,
even
in
get
case
close
it-
to it. And
Yeah.
three, you might not realize anyway because you take some of your own air with you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. No, I'm staying around.
So after 80 minutes, it runs out, and let me actually see where you would be when you.
I'd only be like, I don't know,
Well,
5
yeah, but
foot,
you might
10
fall
feet
down
in
to
the air.
you might be around the side and drop down to the air envelope. I mean the gravity plane.
Yeah, but you'd know it wouldn't just be a sudden it stops working. It would just fade off, graded, I assume.
No, it just stops working.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's why you should have said you just stay close to the
Well,
deck.
that's what I was doing. I was staying close on the ship, so I don't go over the ship.
All right. Are you staying near the? So you're literally staying above the deck at all times.
Yeah, I'm staying on
not
top of the ship. Yeah, I'm not going around the side or anything stupid. That's suicidal.
Okay.
So,
well, hold on. Which deck would you be up at the shuttle, or would you be at the foredeck?
Probably at the foredeck, just going back and forth along the patrols or something.
Okay.
I've got now have a slightly better sight. I don't know.
Give me a dexterity check.
I got tumbling.
All right, give me a tumbling proficiency check.
Even though it's the same, but
Okay. You're flying around and
I've got tightrope walking as well. If I happen to grab a rope,
the flying effect wears off, and you find yourself just dropping about 5 feet to the deck, but you manage to tumble and roll up on your feet.
ta-da!
Okay.
Sorry, no one saw that.
Some of the some of the crew did. Yeah, some of the crew did.
Lafdul's trying to keep a cool demeanor, like he knew what he was doing.
Okay. Now, while he's doing that, you guys are discussing the items. Are you done? You know, now you don't know what the thing does, and
Yeah, we move on the conversation. Yeldan's like, okay, I've been double checking our arrow supplies to make sure none of the arrows are damaged or anything like that.
Oh, that's probably a pretty good idea.
Okay, I don't pay mind to it yet, but and go over found nothing so far. I think tomorrow I'll check over the crew's bows to make sure nothing's wrong with them. And
Yeah, that makes sense to me. We want to keep that stuff in tip-top shape. Good job.
I look at other people like, is this normal?
Leva looks at Higgimus. Do you feel okay, Higgimus?
Feel fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it does make sense to do inspections. I think I read something about that.
We would have a supply of spare bowstrings on the ship, yeah?
absolutely.
Cool.
Have you just been looking over personal weapons or ship's weapons?
I've been going over the supply of ship arrows and such. As of today, do you know how hundreds of arrows do we have? A lot. It takes a while to go through them all.
Must be tough. Do you need other people to help you out with that?
No, I'm fine. Why are you asking?
I don't know. Just want to make sure you had all the help you needed.
Next thing you know, he's gonna start agreeing with me that arrows are better than guns.
This
is
say that
weird.
out loud.
Yes, he does.
Well, I saw those flame arrows you did. Those are pretty neat.
Okay, something's wrong.
There's got to be like a contradiction of will here, surely, of his own personal will.
Not necessarily. He didn't say arrows are better than guns directly, but he said those flame arrows are cool.
And I mean, keep in mind, just because Yeldan is now Higgimus's best friend doesn't necessarily mean that Higgimus is going to contradict his previous opinions on things like the amazingness of guns.
It's like, okay, yeah, but I think at this point it's like Higgimus is acting weird.
You say that out loud in front of me?
Yeah, because you're agreeing with everything I say. You almost everything
He's a
I'm
lot
going
more
over.
compliant.
Yeah, and
Okay.
asking if I need help with things, and
Well, if you say I'm acting weird, am I? Am I acting weird? Everybody else? Yeldan thinks I am.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't think you were weird.
ever since you drank the potion, I'll point that out.
Oh, you think the potion's doing something to me? I don't know what it is.
Do I?
Charm?
do people-
Wouldn't you
do I-
recognize charm? Being charmed?
No.
I mean, you've been. He was charmed several times before, so.
You don't recognize
Not
being
well.
charmed.
Well, not
Okay.
well being charmed.
I don't know. Just seems like Higgimus being nice to me. It's been nice before.
This is weird, by the way.
Not to me. Yeldan will point out, not towards me. And I think was I the first? Does everybody? Was I clearly the first person he looked at after he drank the potion?
You wouldn't have. No one would have noticed that. No one would have paid attention to that.
Okay.
That's
I know what
Braxon
you mean.
and
that is
Yeldan-
metagaming.
No. What are you?
That's why I asked.
I don't know what you mean, Yeldan. I just think that what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I agree with what you're saying.
There's definitely something wrong with you, Higgimus.
I mean,
You
if
have to
Yeldan
check
says
magic.
that there's something wrong with me, maybe there is. But I'm just agreeing with what he says. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Uh-huh.
Do you have detect magic, Lava?
Just a moment. I think I probably do.
Oh, you're gonna go blind looking at me.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I'm going to do what? I didn't understand that, you see.
Oh, no, I was mumbling to myself.
This will be the solo mission of Lafdul rescues the entire party that died in the fireball.
Meanwhile, you're still having fun
Yes, I
flying
have
around.
one. I have it memorized. So if I cast detect magic
Alrighty.
Wild surge.
on Higgimus.
Well,
Wild
you cast on
surge,
yourself. It's an aura.
Yeah.
It's self-centered.
All right. You are 6th level. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Goes off normally. You detect magic. And there is a lot of magic emanating from Higgimus, because he's wearing a lot of magic items.
Higgimus, take off your magic items for them, just quickly. And step away from them.
Okay, it's gonna take a minute. All right, so I pull off my bandolier, which has my potions on it.
Huh.
And what else do I do? I slide off my sword. Oh, that'll be with the bandolier too, I guess.
This would be like on the side,
Rings.
That'd be on your
like
belt.
rings and
Rings.
amulets.
Mhm.
You're at dinner.
The amulet.
Higgimus eats his dinner with his trident sword.
I mean, you never know when you might get attacked.
It's perfectly reasonable to carry his sword around. So yeah, he does that. Sets
you
aside
got-
his rings, his
Yes.
amulet.
Your guns and any smoke powder you
Guns.
have on you, because magical.
Smoke powder. Is smoke powder show up
Yes.
magical?
Smoke powder
Oh.
is magical.
It's tough for him to sit the smoke powder down.
Just turn it aside.
It's still hard. And I don't
his,
think
his,
he has
his
anything
touches
else.
linger on it as he leaves it. Soulful look in his eyes as he goes to take
Levis
off
giving
his
him a
rings.
stern look.
Oh,
You'll
come on,
untouch
Higgimus.
the
Just a few
blasting
seconds. Just a few seconds.
Yeah, you'll untouch the blasting horn from his belt.
That's gotta
I think
be
that's all.
uncomfortable.
Okay.
So what do I
There's definitely still magic affecting Higgimus. You cannot tell what type.
Okay. Higgimus, there's magic affecting you, but I can't tell you what type it is.
It's almost as if
but
he
do-
drank a potion.
Well, he did drink a potion, didn't he?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what it is. I feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
Something to make. something that made you.
I mean, if
Friendlier
he had
towards
just
me.
had a potion of water breathing, he wouldn't notice any effect, and he would radiate magic. Just saying.
Yeah, but he wouldn't agree with Yeldan with everything.
Maybe he would if he actually thought that Yeldan was making good points.
About the errors, I'm not
Ah!
so certain.
Hey, old.
Yes.
Lafdul's. Oh no, never mind. No, you wouldn't realise.
Yeah, you're flying around having fun anyway.
No, yeah, he's thinking about the potion. You just get Jules to drink it now.
Probably like
You wouldn't
flying above the crew and bopping them on the heads.
Well, I mean, Yeldan, what do you think? You think there's something wrong? What do you think it is?
See, that's my exact point. You went
I
to
don't
me
know.
first. I normally, when it comes to magical things, you'd go to Lever or Lafdul first.
That's
Well,
on the
you know,
magic.
Their opinion's worthy and everything like that. I just respect your opinion
Mhm.
A bit
Yeah,
more.
but
because you're the first one to point it out.
Those are the magical experts.
I don't know. Higgimus has agreed with most people. That's why everyone made him the leader.
What? Did you
When
did you drink a potion too?
No,
Yeah, I don't think Lever.
more people like Higgimus than me. That's why you lot made him the leader, and not me.
I don't think
Now,
we made.
now you're saying it's weird that he's agreeing with people.
No,
That's just leadership.
Is Braxon being like really salty right now?
He's definitely being salty.
I'll point out that I'll point out to Braxton that normally he doesn't go to me for everything first.
Well, this is one conversation. I mean, if he was doing this all the time, maybe, yeah. But he's just agreed with a couple of things you said, and no one else had spoken.
That's true. Well, I'm gonna go back my arrow, and I'll just take my leave at this point.
Yeah. Let's see how we get on.
Do you need help with that?
No, I already told you.
Oh, okay.
Seems like a good idea, though. I might have a think about other things that need inspecting.
Okay. So Yeldan leaves the table, and you guys wrap up any other conversations that you have?
As Yeldan leaves, I'll say, just if you need anything, though, just let me know, and I'll help you out. It's not a problem.
Uh-huh. And after he leaves the room, he mutters, and you don't think that's weird?
Braxon doesn't realise that Higgimus is saying that to Yeldan. Says thanks, and then goes off to his room to check his book.
Okay. All right. So at that point, everyone disperses, basically.
Did we have dinner?
I assume we had
Okay.
dinner first, and then we started doing that stuff.
All right.
I'm pretty sure we did all that stuff first and then had dinner afterwards.
Well, every other time we talked about it, it was dinner first, then that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So Higgimus, after about an hour, you're not entirely sure why you were agreeing with Yeldan all the time.
Yeah, arrows are stupid, aren't they? Ugh. Anyway, I'll shake my head. Ugh. Maybe it was right about that, me acting funny. It's weird. Probably shouldn't drinking that second potion there. Or that second level potion there.
Well, are you gonna tell us that you're feeling different now?
Would he do that? Would Higgimus think that? No. No, he wouldn't.
But
Well,
Maybe it comes up later.
If you're testing a potion, you should at least agree that you let people know. Even and if you sort of feel normal, and everybody else says you you behave differently, and all of a sudden you don't feel normal, or you come down from your high or whatever, then in some ways it's part of the testing.
Well,
So-
you said that it wasn't like a feeling. It was just like you don't know. I don't know why I was agreeing with him before, right?
Yeah, you don't know why you were feeling that way.
It was feeling. I felt different.
Does he recall?
Or it was just like one of those like, huh, I wonder why I was agreeing with him type of thing. Not like a feeling.
It's just like
What-
you. I mean, you don't know why you were agreeing with him before. Is what it was. It's like, one of those things like, why did I do that kind of thing. That's your thought process.
Okay.
Why did I do that? Now, I mean, you did just drink a potion right beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will go and I will let who has that potion thing now? Zatkad.
Lafdul,
Yeah. So
Lafdul.
I'll go to Lafdul. Nagelster.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well,
I think that potion did something to my mind.
It
Like
did?
I don't. Yeah. I
did you have one to
Just-
begin with?
just a little bit ago, I just no, I didn't have any other potions, but like just a little bit ago, I realized there's no reason I should have been agreeing with Yeldan like that.
Oh, so
I don't know why I would have been doing that.
And Leva said she radiated magic from you, did she?
Well, I mean, I drank a potion, so maybe the potion
Yeah.
did something like that. Maybe it makes you agreeable to somebody. I don't know.
And what did you say? Who's the first person you looked at? It was Yeldan.
He wouldn't
might
have
have
noticed
re-
that. He wouldn't have noticed that.
You wouldn't have noticed that.
No idea.
So it has some kind of charming effect, maybe, or something. We'll
Yeah,
have
maybe
to do
it was
some
who
more
was closest
testing
to
on that.
me. Who knows what it could
Oh.
have been? Maybe it's who I was thinking about that moment. Maybe it was who was closest to me at that moment. I can't remember, to be honest with you, though.
Question:
Narrows it down.
do we know the exact effects of a potion of human control?
No.
We have a few of those, so
No one's used them yet.
Yeah, limited
Oh.
use.
is
No.
it right?
Once this potion gets drank, once this potion refills, we can do another test. We should be able to confirm it then. We've got enough vague idea now.
Or
Well,
we could wait
it's-
till we're out of
yeah.
the phlogiston so Leva can do some alchemy testing.
You, Lafdul, you drank the top layer of the
Yeah,
flask.
fine.
So you can just pour out the second layer.
The next one is that same layer.
Oh. No, I just drank a potion recently. It's
Well-
someone else.
But it's there. I mean, if you wanna pour it out or drink it.
You can pour it out into a vial. I wonder if there's a gullible crewman around.
What's this potion you want to test?
I was saying crewman. I didn't realize the officer decided to vote.
If only you had spellcraft, huh?
Yeah, I know. Level's got it. That's what I want to learn spellcraft. But, I got leveled up yet.
Can
Talk to Leva about it. She
can
she can spellcraft check it.
can
I
Braxon?
Braxon isn't there. This is Higgimus and Lafdul talking.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I might confer with Leva.
Might or will?
Will. I will confer with Leva. I mean, she's slightly better with the intricacies of magical use. I'm still learning.
All right, go ahead and discuss it, you two.
I assume Higgimus might come with as well.
For what?
You would just come with me. You could better explain the effects.
I told you what it was.
Yeah. No, basically, I would have told Leva. So, you say he was He was under some kind of magical effect. I mean, there's various spells that I could try. That you said you couldn't get a magical reading from it. I got another layer here. You want to try it, Lever? You've not drank a potion, and I'll use my detect magic on you.
They're the same. Now, the thing is, they're both the same race.
Do you want me to do a spellcraft check on it before I drink it?
I don't want to be involved in that.
Oh no, we're just theorying out what's this.
Yeah, I'm not going to be involved in that.
Higgimus, come on, stay. There are enough rumors around already.
I can find someone else.
It's okay. Did you want me to do a spellcraft check? Let me do a spellcraft check then.
I can't really say to do a spellcraft check.
So, Leva, you decide to give it a think and do a little bit of research, and you do recall hearing about potions that can do things like this. You believe they're called filters of love.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been real bad as long as.
And did she get a shiver as Lafdul has previously mentioned that he wanted her to drink that?
So yeah, I'll tell you, that's what that layer is. It's a filter of love.
A love potion. I was right. Out of character, I was right.
But then the description...
If you're not of the same race, it has a different effect, I believe.
Oh, that's good. But is it temporary versus permanent?
Obviously
If it's the
temporary.
No, but if it's the same race, then...
Higgimus. Well, what does Level find out?
Well, that's all she knows.
Yeah.
You would have to do further testing to find out.
Or research. You know, all those magic all those magic books of magical knowledge.
We would have to see what would happen if Lafdul drank it and then looked at Leva.
All right. There was also something else that Higgimus wanted to do.
Yeah, while Lafdul's talking to Leva about that love potion. Sorry.
You don't know it's a love potion.
He wants to go talk to Jewel again.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Anyways.
She is in her cabin, as far as you know.
I will knock on her cabin.
Okay. After a moment, she opens the door and looks out and says, "Yes."
I was wondering if you would like to have a cup of tea. It's cold tea.
I was about to ask about that. I guess. I'll try some.
Okay. So, I'll invite her out to the my little cabin thing, and when she gets there, something I want to talk to her about is what her specialties are, what she's able to do. Like, for instance, I'm really well versed in guns and stuff like that, and swordplay, that sort of thing.
She's been really coy with me.
All right, so you're going out there.
Yeah.
Okay. She takes a seat and looks over at the little fruit trees that you've got out there.
What type of fruit trees were those again?
I don't know.
The ones I've got.
Yeah.
I didn't actually write up ones. I'm guessing one would be blueberry, and I don't know what the. Oh no, because I said they were meant to be over ones, weren't they?
Blueberry's a bush.
Yeah,
they're bushes, not trees. My bad. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
I misspoke. I mean, you could get small trees, but I think that's what.
Well, temporarily they're blueberry and blackberry, but I will come up with an oven thing quickly. Well, you say.
So they're
my favorite.
they're similar to blueberries and blackberries. They're probably like elven cultivars. Then that's what we'll go with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she tries the tea, and she doesn't drink much of it.
I know it's not as good as the hot brewed stuff, but it's the best I can do out here in the Phlogiston.
Oh, I understand. I tend to prefer water anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you like the bushes there? Lafdul tells me that eventually they'll start producing blackberries and blueberries, or sorry, I'll say elven berries.
Right.
Of some
Whatever.
sort.
Yeah. Whatever they produce.
Yeah.
She nods and I was curious about it. I haven't seen too many ships that actually could afford bushes like that.
Yeah. I don't know how much he spent on them, but they're here, and they'll be nice to have every once in a while.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised considering the library you have on this ship. It is quite impressive.
Oh, thank you. Although that's mainly the work of Leva and Lafdul. Although some of it we came across in our numerous adventures.
Oh, you don't partake in those books? Oh, you really should. They're quite interesting.
I do every once in a while, but I
was
busy
reading
myself with the managing of the ship. Oh, go ahead.
I read this one. It was fascinating on the use of brass and copper objects in spellcraft. It was quite a fascinating topic. You should read that one sometime.
Oh, magic's not really my forte.
Oh, that's too bad.
I contribute to the fat fingers, and I'll kind of wiggle my fingers up in there. Not very good at the waggling that the spellcasters do.
But you're pretty good at your flintlocks, right?
Oh, that's a different story. And then I'll go in a diatribe for like 10, 15 minutes on that.
She nods along politely, seems to be listening.
So how about you? What type of expertise are you into?
Oh, I don't really have an expertise. I dabble at various things. Mostly I like to read and learn and explore.
Oh yeah? Anything you've picked up along the way?
I mean, I've picked up many things. Nothing in particular that I could think of offhand, though.
Oh yeah. Since you travel around a lot, did you pick up a bunch of different languages?
I've picked up a few here and there.
Oh yeah. Anything uncommon?
Oh, I mean, isn't uncommon just depending on where you are?
I suppose. For me, for instance, the only languages I've picked up beyond my own is Goblin.
That's one that I cannot speak now.
It's not my favorite. It was more of a necessity at the time.
I understand that. I mostly just know the usual things. Elvish, Dwarvish, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I see. So you said that you were a what do they call spelljammers? Helmswoman. You said that you're helmswoman for quite some time, or is that just something you recently picked up?
Oh, I do it here and there, mostly just to pay passage from one sphere to another.
So, you mentioned that you might want to go see the place that we found. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to see there?
Oh, I've never heard of it before.
Is that the only reason?
Pretty much.
No, you just like exploring for the sake of exploring?
Yep.
Huh.
Isn't that what you do?
Maybe in a way. There's usually reasons or goals tied to the places we go to.
Well, sure, but isn't that really just a reason to go there? Whereas the reason to go there rather than somewhere else, but the main goal, of course, is to just go someplace new.
Yeah, I suppose that could be it. That's a different way of thinking about that. So after you get done after we where's this place we're going to?
Alavar
It's not
space?
past space. Not Alavar space.
Prime
place
space?
we're stopping before. Yeah. So once we get down to Prime space, you're going to want to come with us to the Alavar space.
Oh, I mean, if you have no objections. Obviously, if you do, I'd be disappointed, but I'll take my leave if that's what you wish.
Okay. The rest of the officers might want that. However, if you do come with us, you'll have to pay your way in that regards.
Oh, I can do that.
All right. Well, that was about it, really. And I'll finish my tea. Do you have anything?
Oh no,
you wanted to add?
no. Other than how did your friend Lafdul do that flying thing that he was doing earlier? It was quite amusing.
Oh, playing with potions.
Oh, really? Ah, okay. With that, she'll stand. Thank you for the tea. I appreciate the gesture at the least, and thank you for the conversation.
You as well.
And she'll depart and head back to her quarters.
I'm such a.
It's like
I
pulling
just
hairs.
realized you got Leva. You just gave Leva and Lafdul. We just got Leva and Lafdul the tool that to get into a room. Though she'll know about it after the fact. So.
Well, if they wanted to, that would have been a nice time to do it.
Let's spike her tea.
That... Yeah, there's always going to be opportunity for us to sabotage her room, so to speak.
Oh, I was trying to figure out if she knew any extra languages. Damn it!
I mean,
she Elvis and Dwarvish,
and you know, I mean, if you wanted to ask her about a specific language, you could.
Leva would be the best person to do that.
No. I mean, he was the one asking.
Yeah.
But generally, people don't just sit down and say, "Oh yeah, I know this language, this language, this language, and this language."
Yeah, I was asking about any rare or any uncommon ones that you might have run across, but yeah,
it's almost as if she doesn't want to give you information directly, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know how you feel, bro.
Very good at that, like, kind of dodging the question.
No. She just reminds me of, like, a classical, like, elf thing. You know,
Maybe I
always
should do that
cryptic
more.
answers, never really giving the whole truth. That's all.
Is she definitely human, as far as we can tell?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
I mean, she's not been, like, hiding her ears or, you know, some features or whatever.
Nope, her features are human.
Hmm.
I'll pry at her again another time.
Okay. Did you want to just continue on as you are until you get to path space, or is there anything else that people wanted to do before getting to path space?
Braxon wants to go see Runthus.
Okay.
And he says to Runthus, Yeldan's been saying we need to do some weapon inspection, and I've been thinking it'd be a good idea to have a full look through the large weapons on the ship. But you're our expert. Could you get one inspected every day over the next few days?
Oh, I've been inspecting them off and on, but I mean, if you want me to inspect them more often, I could certainly do that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, we don't want them to go wrong.
No problem. I'll step up the inspections. Is there a particular reason for this?
No. It's just
Worry about
Yeldan was
something?
saying that. No, Yeldan was saying he was going through inspecting all the arrow thing, and Higgimus thought it was a good idea. So I thought, these weapons are more important. They stop other ships from attacking us.
All right, no problem. Okay. He acquiesces to that request.
Have we done a full inventory check?
Oh, you're working on it.
Yeah, I'm working on my personal stuff.
Oh, I thought you said
on
you
like
were...
a whole ship stuff. No, I don't know if we'd all have access to the whole ship, so to speak.
Well, the
captain.
strong room, Higgimus hasn't said anything specific about it, and I mean, I don't know who has access to that. He posted a guard outside, so
I think it's the only place that Jewel isn't allowed.
Yeah, wow, she's got magical means. So...
That is the only place that you have definitely made it clear to me as the dungeon master that she is not allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent, you know, personal quarters are also considered off limits, but it's not like you've said, you know, it's more of a
not
a privacy thing. Yeah.
Good reason to be in there, basically. Just how we don't go into hers.
Exactly. Just thought I'd say that.
We haven't yet either, so...
Alright, well, it looks like Asher stepped away for a second, but is everyone doing personal inventory, making sure that their stuff is intact?
Yeah, I would definitely check my stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a routine thing that you would do when you get a new person on board. It's not necessarily unique to her.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Braxon did a personal inventory when we had any passengers before. But
it's common sense.
He thinks it's a good idea.
Yeldan would do it when he finds out we're at near the end of the journey.
Well, you're near the end of the first leg. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, when we.
Leva will try and get her doors locked, or get a lock for the doors. She will certainly put the wizard lock or something on those locks, so only she can go back in and out, because she likes her privacy and doesn't like people just enter her room like she just did with Lafdul before.
Do you have the spell wizard lock?
I think I do. Just a moment.
Yeah, Lafdul could just use knock on wizard.
Yes,
lock.
I do. I have wizard lock.
Then I mean that's the best way to keep your doors.
Keep the riffraff.
Yeah. But keep in mind that if for some reason something happened in your room, like maybe you were in there and your doors are wizard locked and a fire starts in there, and you're unconscious.
That's the risk I take.
Okay. As long as you're aware of that. As long as you're aware of it.
She knows Lafdul can open it, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's counting on one other person, and that's fine. If you're fine with that risk, then that's fine.
She's perfectly happy with that risk. I mean, partly part of the reason why she does want to do it this way is so other people who walk in are not accidentally hit by any spells that she might throw around.
The same thing goes for personal locks on cabin doors. You guys can have put those in. Just know that that means that, you know, if something happens in that room, people can't get in.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've only got it on my safe. I don't need one on my door.
Okay.
I mean, if I get mugged, I get mugged.
All right.
I got one on my chest. Like, it's really
it's
good.
It's on my chest in my safe.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so a few more days pass. I think Higgimus wanted to try and get some more information, but I think he still stepped away. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to do?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, I need him to come back so that I can move on, because I need to ask him something. So if there's anything anyone else wants to do, or if they want to ask,
if there was like conversation brought up, and I would ask if she's religious.
Hey,
I mean, does she pray to any faith?
She kind of gives a non-committal answer.
As per
non-committal.
Yeah, non-committal.
Actually, as a religious,
Higgimus is here.
Yes, I saw it. I got it. But people were asking things, talking. So
sorry.
That's okay. Lafdul, go ahead.
Is there such a thing as not can you defend your faith by not announcing it, so to speak, or if someone questions you, if you do not answer, is that like scrutiny against your own faith? Like someone asked me if I'm religious and I can deny being a mischief maker. Is that like?
I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Like
basically, if I say she's not committing to an answer, but in a way, can I not press that? You know, because it's like
it would be kind of.
It'd be like lying.
Well, I mean, she didn't say no. She did not come out specifically and say no. But, you know, I mean, some people consider their faith private. Some people, you know, and obviously if you walked up to someone and said, hey, what religion are you? And they happen to worship Cyric, they're not exactly going to say, oh, hey, I like Cyric, you know?
I just want to know if she was religious in general, you know, to a faith, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, so she's non-committal about a specific faith, but the way she answered was definitely
she prayed to someone.
She has faith. You know,
yeah.
Which is pretty typical. You know, I mean, it's pretty typical.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to in this world. When gods actually do exist and you see miracles performed by priests to them every other day.
Right, but there are some people who refuse to accept their divinity and believe that they're just like wizards, but more powerful. Just FYI.
Of course, but
so
it's hard.
That's your you know, that's kind of what you get out of her. Did you want to press it any further or ask her, you know, follow up or anything like that?
No, I would. Asher would have mentioned to me at some point about my berry bushes, or would Jewel have? Because I would mention that, you know,
in the following days, she'll, you know, have a short conversation with you about, you know, what types of berries they are and stuff like that, and you can, you know, describe what they are and where they're from and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I was just having them for Goodberry, using it as a magical component.
Well,
like emergency food.
Yeah,
it tastes nice as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always nice to supplement a, you know, hard tack and hard cheese and gruel with some fresh fruit every once in a while.
Higgimus will probably sneak them as snacks every once in a while.
I see him doing that. He will.
see, this is you should have thought about this before putting them out on his deck.
What?
That he has easy access to them and might nom on them all.
You know, I could put a curse on them. On those berries.
And Higgimus wouldn't know until it happened.
And then they wouldn't be usable for Goodberry.
You know, I just cast Badberry on them. They don't have to be picked. Actually, do they have to be picked?
But then you can't cast Badberry on them.
Oh, no, I mean, I would cast Badberry, and I'm certain...
No, what I mean is
Badberry do?
You couldn't then cast Goodberry on them afterwards and get them back to being good.
What's Badberry do?
Basically the opposite effect, yeah.
It makes you hungry.
Yeah.
And you lose one hungry?
I don't know, but it causes you damage. The point is,
Now freshly picked, yeah, they have to be picked. Yeah.
I mean, you have a brief conversation with her about it. She just has a few questions, you know, asking what they are, where they're from, that sort of thing.
I imagine the cook's the ship. The ship is me and Lava, right? Because we have cooking proficiency.
We'd probably hire a cook.
Well, I mean, it's probably a member of the crew, unless of course you guys want that duty where you cook every day.
Well, there's two of us. We can swap every other day.
Yeah, but you only got officer watch.
Well, but there's also multiple meals.
You're talking about like school. I say school dinners, you know, or whatever. You know, doing this every day.
I mean, the
cooking for a bunch of people.
The cooking proficiency means that you can make, you know, you're a chef. You're not just a mess cook on a ship.
Okay, that's fair.
How much does it cost to get a good chef?
Really
random.
A lot more. I mean, right now you know, I mean, if you have crew members doing the cooking, then they're just doing, you know, regular standard stuff. And here in the Phlogiston, it's not exactly a whole lot of cooking. So
preparation.
We go get a sushi chef or something.
Anyway, Higgimus, how many people would be up on deck during your shift?
Yeldan's on the second shift, if I recall correctly, so he wouldn't be there.
Oh, I'm on the
How
first
many
shift.
people?
Like, what number of the crews? So, first shift is Nor, Higgimus, Ockar, and Leva. Who would actually be up on the exposed decks?
Me occasionally. Also, probably at least one of the or two of the weapon master people.
Okay.
And then whoever it takes to move the wings or the sails or whatever it is that the rigging. There we go, rigging.
We only have like 5 to 10 people.
And we probably would have a watch person as well.
Okay, so
A couple watch people.
5 to 10 sounds good?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay. Let me check something.
I don't like it when you ask me these questions.
Probably a bit more than 5 to 10, maybe like 10 to 15, considering the size of a ship.
A lot of stuff can be internal. I mean,
right.
yeah, I mean, like the flukes, the rear flukes. I think that a lot of that would be handled internally, stuff like that. Weapon crews. I mean, you might want someone, a person on, by each weapon, but the majority of the weapon crew doesn't actually need to be up there on deck at all times, kind of thing. You can just pull them up when
They just need
something
to be
is
ready
spotted.
to
go. Let's see. So that is going to be.
Sorry. Chat's being funny.
Yeah, so
All right, let me.
Sounds like we might be entering combat.
Oh, it's an observation check, probably. That's way what numbers.
Okay. So on the 34th day in the Phlogiston, Higgimus, you are up on deck. You got other crew up there. All of a sudden, there is a shout from one of the crew members. Well, when you're up on deck, which deck are you on? Are you up on the surveillance deck, or would you be up on the foredeck?
Probably foredeck.
Okay.
More often than likely, that would be the place I would be at.
Okay. You hear a shout from the surveillance deck or the shuttle deck, like the deck of the shuttle, and a crew member then shouts down, "Sir, something's attached to one of the crew."
Oh, yeah. I'll yell general quarters, and then I'll say where at.
Up here, sir. Up here.
All right, make your way there.
Okay. You climb up on the shuttle deck, and one of the crew members is laying on the ground. There is an odd triangular object, kind of bony or shell-like, that has attached to him, and he's crying out in pain, saying, "Get it off! Get it off! It hurts! It hurts!"
All right, try. Is it something where I can rip it off, or do I need to cut it off, or?
You could try pulling it off, but you'll probably need some help. It's a pretty large. It's about 1 foot to 1.5 feet in diameter. Kind of a triangular conical object.
Is it something I could cut off of him right away?
Not really. You'd have
pry
to really pull.
Okay. So yeah, I'll work on that. Like, somebody help me.
Sounds
Okay.
like a cat.
Try to rip it off.
So the you gather a couple other crew members and all work together. A couple of them holding on to the crew member, and you grabbing onto the thing, and you start trying to pull them apart. Let me see. That, I think, with 2 other crew members, it should be enough. So you do manage to pull it off, but doing so, the crew member screams in pain and yanking this thing off of him. There are some little hooks or claws on the bottom that, when you pull the 2 apart, it just rips out his flesh, and he screams and then stops moving.
Oh, jeez. Alright, I will try to destroy this thing, whatever it is.
Okay, in
While
your
the crew member
hands,
bleeds out.
give me a, let's see, give me a
how fast
D20,
am
give
I?
me a D20 plus you're not on duty, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
but he
just-
did call general quarters.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
A D20?
Yeah, give me a D20 plus your strength.
This is a
My
this is
strength to
first
hit,
shift,
or
right?
Yeah, just one D20 plus your strength score.
Yes, it is Ockar.
So, plus 20?
so I'd be up with my armor and everything. Got it.
You might be able
Yeah,
to get
Ockar,
up
you're
there
on
and
duty,
save
so
the
you'd have-
guy's life. Save the guy's life. So
Okay, it yanks itself out of your hands with it seems to like squirt something out the back, but it's not liquid. It seems like gaseous, and just kind of like squirts into you know, off the deck, and out into space, basically.
What the hell was that thing? Do I know what that thing was?
No, you do not.
good thing you have a bunch of books that you can get someone to research.
Meanwhile, crew member Bob is
Yeah.
there.
Well, can I try to get up? Well, if Higgimus told me, I could come out there and try to use lay on hands on the guy.
Yeah, you can. But he's basically been disemboweled.
Oh, so he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Aw.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you were up there, maybe when they tried to pull it off, you might have been able to save him.
He's dead, Higgimus.
Well, that's terrible. Alright.
Well,
Can you
that's one
describe
way.
that thing? Higgimus, can you describe that thing?
Yeah, Clever was
You're up.
Yeah, Leva's up
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so, yeah, I'll describe it however the best I can.
So it was kind of triangular in shape, kind of conical with a hard shell. You did see some, you know, on the bottom, some like not claws, but hook type things. You really didn't get a good look at that though, and it just pulled itself out of your hands by expelling some sort of gas out the you know, the back underside of it. You didn't really get a good look of what exactly it looked like, however.
Well, that might be enough for Leva to go on.
Would what would that be? Intelligence, or what could that be?
This is not something that
Like
you would be
monster
familiar
law or
with.
something.
Yeah, I mean,
She could
this
take
is
up-
not
she could-
something. She has books. She doesn't have books about this. She has books about magic.
Fair.
So
Alright.
wouldn't Yeldan be the best to know this?
Yeldan isn't
No.
a wild space ranger.
Okay. Well, I took note of it. How long
Well-
was it on the? How long was it on the crew? On the guy before it had disemboweled him.
Well, it was
They disemboweled him by ripping it off.
yeah, and it was on him for you know, a couple minutes really.
If Yeldan was up, he would have tried doing something that he would have tried using the typical remedy to get leeches off of someone.
Well,
That's
can we actually?
like fire.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was like
And we're in the
salt
Vladisan.
or...
Smoke and fire, yes.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
a salt or pepper or something like that. Put some salt or pepper on it to make it let go.
And you start eating it chunk by chunk as it eats a crew member.
Higgimus, give me an intelligence check and a charisma check. You basically, talk to the crew, find out if everyone's okay, kind of thing.
Intelligence.
Would Braxon know about this?
Maybe.
He might, but he's sleeping.
Okay.
Well, Higgimus did say general quarters. Does that mean someone comes to wake Higgimus, the sleeping officers up?
Yes.
I failed my charisma check by 3.
Okay. So
Wouldn't that
Higgimus.
be a leadership check?
No,
Maybe instead.
No, because you don't know what I'm asking this for.
Uh-huh.
Higgimus, you. The crew is kind of shaken, but you don't learn anything. Basically, that was a check to see if any of the crew would know.
Oh, okay. Take care of this body, by the way.
Okay.
In the correct manner that you're supposed to take care of that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
I already changed the numbers.
I was
How
going to
much
say
you're
I did.
using. Well, I'm not using. I'm using my own thing for that, and then I add.
okay.
At the end of the session, So
So,
it's been 4 days. I'm just
Braxon,
making sure.
Braxon, you are awoken by a crew member.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do?
Brass's going to have a quick check to see which set of armor is quickest to put on.
Well, your hide armor, your old hide armor is the quickest.
Yeah, so put that on.
Okay.
Yeldan wouldn't even put on armor. He'd just go.
So there's that thing flying around out in space, right?
Yeah. So I'll say into general quarters, but I want extra watches and double people up.
Gotcha.
What did this thing look like?
I don't know. But what would be a current thing? Would it look like a barnacle type of thing, or
Maybe.
a clam?
A giant leech?
Something like that. It
You,
was kind of triangular in shape, right?
you describe it
sounded
to
like a
you describe it to Braxon, what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Braxon, give me an intelligence check.
Mm-hmm. And 14 to beat.
Okay. Braxon, you are aware that there are some things in wild space and the phlogiston kind of similar to earthborn barnacles. Things like Kragen spores, jammer leeches, flow barnacles, that sort of thing. Exactly what this was, you don't know.
Right.
But that's
Oh,
kind of
so
what
there
it
is a-
makes you think of.
Yeah.
So there are leeches.
There's all sorts of things out in the Phlogiston wild space.
I wonder if the salt and pepper or peppering it would do anything like it does on.
You would need a lot.
land.
You would need an
You'd
awful
be better
lot.
off with acid or something, like I've got.
That might work. Yeah, it might make it let go. I was just trying to think of how salt or pepper makes you sneeze. It kind of does the same thing to leeches. It makes sneeze so they let go.
Can Braxton have a look
So
at
you
the
can-
wound on the dead guy to see if he can work out how big it is from that?
Well, I mean, Higgimus was able to tell you it was a good 1.5 foot in diameter kind of thing.
But the wounds might tell you what type of which one it was.
No, the problem is that removing it disemboweled the guy, so that wrecked any wound that would be there.
Ah, right, I see. So basically, it kept what he was attached to. Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
whether they could connect to the ship, whether it's actually still connected to the ship somewhere.
That would
That's
be
a-
barnacles.
That's
I
a
know
good
that one.
point. Did it go off into wild space, or did it just disappear?
After I hear that it went off, I'm keeping a sharp eye out.
Okay,
Has
it's
everyone been awoken though?
yeah, everyone's
see.
been awoken now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you all be up there now at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would head back to my watch point once saw to the body and such.
Okay.
I
Well,
think.
Would you be discussing this up there where the attack happened, or would you have gone to the
Yeah.
down to the watch
After
point?
like the initial comment about like leeches and that, he's keeping an eye out for any sign. He's
But
Say
keeping an
keep
active
people
look.
armored. The crew members in heavier armor if we can.
Yeah.
Extra
But-
layers.
They just have
But-
leather armor.
Can they not like double up or something?
No,
Where's
That's
Jewel?
right.
Just a little bit more padding.
no, not really.
Where's
Uh,
Jewel?
Early.
Jewel is not up on deck at this point. I mean, she's not part of the crew, so she wouldn't have been. No one would have gone to her cabin to.
She would have been told to stay in her cabin, in her room,
Yeah.
on general quarters.
I go and knock at her door.
Okay, so
Where would
you
you
guys
go?
are like, I got the impression that you're still in the middle of discussing this.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah,
with the
Braxton
discussion?
is. Braxton isn't done.
Because, I mean, I just gave this information to Braxon, and then it's like all of a sudden everyone starts going off and wandering places.
Yeldan hasn't left. He's just not. He's kind of looking out into the phlogiston, scanning.
Lafdul would mention that my cold effect for my dagger could probably pry it off.
Yeah, I think.
Or acid or something. We can't use
Let's
fire,
try-
so
Yeah,
think we.
Shred and shock should do it. Make it let go of anybody.
Go ahead, Braxon. You're trying to
I
say
think I think if we get any more of these things, it seems pulling them off helps them attack people rather than hindering them. So if we get any more, we're going to have to tell the crew to leave them attached, and we're going to have to try to kill the things while they're still on.
Yeah.
That
More
might not work
carefully.
either.
So what can we leave around that might help the crew kill these things? You said they had a shell on them, did you?
Yes, he did say
Yeah.
that.
So perhaps some clubs or maces or that sort of thing.
you'd be
Yes.
crushing the guts of the person underneath.
Yeah, what I'm
Well,
saying.
we've got to try something. I'm thinking crack the shell open like an egg.
Well, no, you don't have to. You can just keep them pry. You can pry it partially, but not pry it off. Like, pry it so far that it can't keep on digging at the crew member.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You treat it like a leech. You apply a shock to it that makes it suddenly spasm to make it let go, and then pull it off.
Not many
Yeah.
people have access to that other than like me and maybe Leather.
Well, there's
Oh,
one of you on each. There's one of you two on each shift. So
There's
that,
more to punt.
Real fast, Ockar, you're up with the group, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Should be.
I'm watching.
Ockar, in the middle of this conversation, Yeldan spots something kind of shooting through the phlogiston towards your back.
As soon as I see it going, my
You
bow is
won't-
already drawn, and I'm like taking aim at it.
It's too fast for
You'd
that.
point it out first. before
uh,
shooting.
yeah,
You
I'm
basically,
not yelling.
you basically, I mean, you see this thing coming in, you shout, Ockar starts to turn around, and it comes in, slams into him, but deflects off his armor and lands on the deck. It's
And
similar in
bam.
size to the last one, so about a foot and a half in, in diameter, kind of triangular pyramidal shape, with basically 3 triangular shells on it.
Hit it.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
don't-
try to.
Just grapple it. Hold it down.
I want to
It's on
try
the
to-
deck. It's on the deck now.
I want to
Yeah.
try to stab it with my sword.
Okay, go
And I'm
ahead
gonna
and
shoot
go
it
ahead and
if
make an
it's
attack
dead.
roll, Ockar.
So okay, so that's gonna be 20.
All right, your sword just kind of slides off the shell of it.
Oh, you did one of them with
Yeldan.
Thaco?
I know enough about what your Thaco is and what's going on to know that a 5 is a miss.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Do I have any penalties for shooting at it?
No.
Okay. My Thaco is 12 for my arrow.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Your arrow does hit right in between where the shells are connected.
Are we still going at spelljamming speed?
Yes. Anything that
Can we-
enters your air envelope basically is moves at the same speed as you for the time. You know, until it
If
leaves. Yes.
I was going to advise our ship to suddenly drop out of spelljamming speed.
That won't help.
Oh no, but it won't be able to get away.
All right. Well,
It can't get away anyways. It's stuck in the yellow envelope.
your arrow, finding the gap in between the plates, sinks in deeply into whatever this thing is, and the shell, which was kind of an orangey ivory color, just kind of suddenly goes like black.
And stops moving.
Well, it wasn't really moving much that you could see. It hit Ockar, landed on the deck, base side down, and whatever it was doing, it didn't have a chance to do anything. It's not moving now.
I'll poke it with my toe to make sure. It's dead.
Braxton's going to hit it with a magical rod.
Oh, okay. Or you
Well,
can just-
at least we know that the thing cannot pierce metal.
Well, it might have just failed because you had a bad angle on you.
Yeah. Your turning saved you, basically. Well, what I'm saying is that it it missed with its
Basically,
Thaco, with its attack roll.
People need shields to deflect.
So the thing when you nudge it with the toe of your shoe, Yeldan, it doesn't move, but it doesn't respond either.
I think it's dead. I'm gonna shoot it again just to make sure. I don't think I need to roll, do I?
You just grab an arrow, you just stick it into it.
Or I mean,
Skewer it.
use your sword.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll
but
pull
see,
out my sword and
you're doing
stab
this,
it.
and Braxon comes up with the rod. He didn't say that he caused it to change shape at all.
No, just as it is.
Yeah, so he brings down the spherical head right at the peak of the where the 3 shells attach, and it just cracks and crushes right through the shell. And
my
there's-
arrow probably doesn't survive, does it?
No, it wouldn't. There's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
didn't
a
think so.
rubbery, fleshy mass inside.
Yeah, but what's the damage underneath? How badly damaged is the deck? Because if you're doing that to a person that's underneath,
You'll need to pick it up and move it to see.
someone can move it. I'm not going to touch it.
I think it's dead
Lafdul's
now.
just
I'll
being
point out.
squirmish. Lafdul's just
Damn
being
it, Brax.
squirmish.
And damn it, Braxton
Braxton,
broke my arrow as Yeldan goes and
Yeah,
You've got
so
thousands
Braxton,
of
what are you
other
doing?
arrows.
Braxton's going to go off to implement Higgimus's order that he wrote in the chat. He's going to tell all the crew that there's more of these things out there, and he's going to tell everyone to pair up and to watch each other's backs.
Yeah,
Tell
go
them
back
to also
back or
bring.
something.
Tell them to also bring shields
I don't think we have enough.
or something
like
to
that.
use to cover their body, even if they had to carry a chair.
That won't help.
You might block it.
I don't think that won't help add to their AC is the point.
If only we had a man catcher to fend them off with.
That won't.
That won't work.
You got a spell jamming speed, man, catcher.
So what is this thing?
Yeah, Yeldan's like, yeah, there could be more, and I'm back to scanning the area for more.
Well, Braxon told you a few things that it might be based on what he's aware of, but he has not specifically seen this before. He doesn't know for sure.
Yeah.
But it is now a pulpy mass on the deck.
Or malls?
Burn him.
No.
In a
Can't burn 'em.
phlogiston.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
no. Now Braxton's seen the
Ockar
dead
gets
one.
his Firestar. Everyone's like, no.
Alright.
Now Braxton's seen the dead one. Does he know anything else? I'm guessing he hasn't seen one of these before.
Give me another intelligence check.
Have you heard it at the tavern?
Oh.
Okay. Even though you succeeded based on a raw score, it's not enough to identify beyond what I already told you.
Yeah.
You're
Damn,
aware
that's
you're
a
aware
pretty-
of things like this. You've never seen them
Yeah.
before specifically. Like I said, jammer leech, Krajan spores, flow barnacles,
Yeah.
stuff like
Could
that.
be any of them. Can we flip it over and see what sort of weapon it has?
Yeah, but you said that you were running off to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
talk to the
Yeldan
crew.
probably would have done that as he's retrieving the arrowhead to reuse.
Okay.
Ma-
So Yeldan, you flip it over, and it's kind of got what reminds you of like the feet of snails and slugs on the bottom, kind of grippy. But there's also what look like
a
beaks
mollusk.
almost. 3 of them in there. You're not sure. You've never seen anything like this.
Seems gross.
Do I see the hooks that? Yeah. Do I see hook?
Well,
sort of
what
hooking?
Higgimus described as hooks turns out to be the beaks. That's what you see.
So the beaks, they have the curve. You're saying?
Yeah.
They're not like.
Well, they look more like
Big
beaks
bird.
now that you're actually flipping this over and looking at it. I mean, Higgimus didn't really get a good look.
Well, I'm just. They're like the curved beaks, or are they straight beaks?
They remind you more of the beaks of like squid and octopi.
Okay, so
Yeah.
those have. I'm just trying to figure out how
It's like a
beak that gives
spherical
them
beak.
like a strong grip like that tears out more than. But anyways,
Well,
yeah, I
you-
was like,
You
I'm
pried all of them at the same time. That's why it ripped out so much. If you ripped out only one at a time or something, you might have been able to do something.
yeah, yeah. You mentioned barnacles, so they could be attached to the side of the ship.
Yeah, so while they're playing with that thing, I'm gonna look over the side of the ship.
After
See
he
if there's
Yeldan
anything
gets his-
attached.
What part of the ship are you at right now, Higgimus?
Or I'm at the top,
where the
right?
thing
It's
is.
where that thing is.
Okay.
Where it-
From where you're standing, you cannot see anything on the sides, on either side.
I'll ask the crew to check the sides of the ship and make sure there's not any more of these things.
Okay. Let's see.
Did they come forward or backwards, or did they come from the sides?
They came from.
They came
sides.
from the sides. The only one that you saw actually come into attack. The first one took the crew by surprise. He doesn't know what direction it came from, but this one came from the port.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeldan's gonna keep searching it after he's done.
So Higgimus, you're telling the crew
Alright.
to look. Where are you directing them to go in order to look?
Well, I mean, there's not too many places for them to be able to do this, right?
Right.
So, just along the sides, here, looking over the decks and that sort of thing.
Okay. From
And maybe
the
tell
fore
them
deck,
to
they
check-
can't see anything.
Yeah, from there, and then from, up here. I'm assuming
look
we're at this party.
I'll look at Laughter. You want to drink another flying potion and fly around the
I can
sides of the ship?
just morph wings.
And then I guess from my deck too, as well.
You're going down there, or you're telling the crew to go down?
Yeah, I'll go down there too.
Okay.
Just in case there is something.
When you get down there and start looking around, you do actually see above you, on the hull, there are 3 of them attached.
Oh.
I'll
Step back inside, and then I'll yell for the others to get down here.
Okay.
General arms, everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll alert the crew that there's more of these things on there, so they're aware.
You want to let Leva magic missile them from a distance?
Might be a good idea.
Can do that.
Okay, so you all assemble out there
And if
on the that balcony.
And,
You can see 3 of them above you. They're not within range of a melee weapon.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ready in action in case after Leva shoots one of them, if one of them detaches, I'm going to shoot it.
I'm gonna
So if
start.
one of them detaches and flies at us, because Leva hit one.
Higgimus, Braxon's got to try shooting one with his bow.
Okay, I don't mind.
I'm going to use the wand, and I'm going to start with just the 1 magic missile, and see whether it's enough.
I'm readying a bow as well, I guess.
I'll have my mace out.
Okay.
Get ready to bat them away if they need to be.
All right. So Leva, I'm sorry. What were you gonna do? Just one from the
use
wand?
the
Did
wand,
you say?
just
Okay.
just the 1 missile to see whether that's enough to take him down.
Okay.
Gee.
Roll 1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
When you cast Magic Missile, you can individually target, can't you?
Yeah, but she's using the wand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Wand, she can use 1 or 2 charges, I believe.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you
Good
you
idea.
point your wand at that and fire off a single missile. It hits it, and you really don't notice any effect from that.
Does
So
it
take
start
more.
attacking
Okay.
us, though?
What about when Braxton shoots an arrow at it?
Yeah, you need to go check your book.
I need to go check my book. Okay,
I PM'd you.
Right. Sorry.
So, yeah, you don't really notice any effect from that that single missile.
All right. Next is to try with 2 missiles.
From the wand as well.
Do you not have magic missile memorized or no?
I always have magic missile memorized, at least 1.
But she's trying to use the wand instead.
Roll
I'm
another
trying to
d4.
figure out how much it actually needs.
Roll another d4. You just did 1d4 plus 2, not 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. And you're targeting the same one that you targeted before?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a total of 8 points of damage. Your 2 missiles fly out of the wand and strike it, and the kind of ivory shell of it goes brownish.
Oh, so we can see whether it's how much it is hurt.
However, you do now notice a smell in the air. It's not really pleasant. And the other 2 that you can see suddenly detach and launch at you. Yeldan, since you were saying that you were getting ready to fire your bow, I will give you an attack of opportunity
I
against
was
one.
as well.
Okay, I'll let you do that as well, Lafdul.
Oof, that's a 5.
That's
My
a miss.
attack goes 12. Damn.
Well, I'm going for the opposite one.
And that's also a miss.
What's with the 5s today?
Uh-oh, and it's going for Leva is the problem.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can react faster. See.
I think it's time to roll initiative, isn't it?
Just a second. Okay. One of them completely misses and goes off into the phlogiston. Let me.
Bugger.
Okay. No, good.
No, that's not good because it can attack. It can come back.
Can they?
Like the other one did.
It depends how far, if it gets away from a ship or not.
And the other one... is go towards you, Yeldan, and it
I'm not wearing armor.
does hit. So it collides with you, and the beaks are apparently on little tentacle-like things, and they immediately lodge into you and start gouging into your flesh. Take 6 points of damage.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my sword and start slashing.
Quick, let's pull it off of him.
I use the cold effect from my dagger, and I try and pry it from underneath.
Are you're not actually going to like stab into it? You're trying to get into the connection between.
Yeah, I'm going. I say smaller weapons.
Right. The question is whether you're trying to stab into this thing, or whether you're trying to get in between where it's connected to...
Yeah, I'm trying to get in between. I'm sticking my dagger in, and I just hope my dagger doesn't get crushed by party members.
Okay. Yeldan, take an extra point of cold damage.
That's fair. I'm gonna take out my sword and hit it if it doesn't come off soon.
It's not really easy. Do you have a dagger on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you'll have to use a dagger because the angle that this is and what's going on, you can't really get an attack with a sword against it.
I just gotta find what my base stacko is. Apply non-weapon.
There should be a new field on the character sheet up all the way at the top.
What would happen if I cast... If it's already attacked to his flesh, but what if I cast bark skin on him? This will be next round, but
you don't know.
Alright, fair enough.
Anyone else want to try to do something?
Yeah. Is it in an angle where I could smash the shell with the mace?
So my base stacko is 15.
Yeah, so you have a
non-weapon proficiency is what? Plus
2.
4 to that?
2.
2? Okay.
So your THAC0 is 17.
If he's doing that...
And your dagger just kind of like scrapes off the side. Alright, Higgimus, go ahead.
You want me to roll?
Yes, go ahead and
crush my hand. That's inside.
We'll see.
You have 2.
Not there. Really.
And my dagger. I will not be happy if you destroy my dagger.
It's a freaking magic dagger.
It can be crushed.
Yeah, well, my flesh is soft. It's not, so it will hurt me more than anything.
Oh no, my dagger is gone. Not even real like that.
Not necessarily. It means he literally cuts it in half.
Yeah, but
I'm using the mace.
It's like right in the middle. It goes splat.
Wow.
The thing is he's aiming to try to hit it, not me. So.
Yeah, but that would have disemboweled you. It would have pulled it off.
All right,
we'll see.
Go ahead and roll damage, Higgimus.
How are you attacking this?
Double damage dice.
Oh no, I think yours is gonna be disemboweled.
Ockar's right there. He can healing hands me.
Yeah, I've got a spell to heal you.
I'll move in and use.
Well, wait and see what actually happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Higgimus, you just wade in and bring the mace down on this this creature thing, and just utterly crush the shell of it. It doesn't really have blood and gore like some softer things do, but little bits of rubbery flesh do kind of go, out between its shell edges and everything like that.
What happens to me?
Do I lose my dagger?
Lafdul, give me a dexterity check.
Oh no, I am not letting go of this dagger. I will lose my hand in this.
It might be to pull you and the dagger out.
Oh, I got good dex.
Oh, you got out just in time. You yanked back.
Will you
Still
give me a
still have your.
you give me a penalty to that?
I was giving you a penalty. Yes.
Oh, thank God I got a good roll.
You see Higgimus, swinging this mace down with all of his strength. Something about this thing, it just does not agree with Higgimus. He thinks this is gross or something.
I didn't like the fact that it ripped out that guy's guts.
Yeah.
So does it fall off of me, or?
So the force of this does injure you, Yeldan. You take 9 points of damage.
I will do immediate first aid on him first because I get the full benefit.
I say there's no time. There's still one more.
Ockar was saying that he was gonna lay on hands.
I'm coming over and I'm placing my hand to heal him for 12 hit points because it stole my level. Am I level 6?
All right, I've got healing 6 as well.
Yeah. So
he gains 12 hit points.
Yeah.
So that brings me back up to full.
How did that bring you up to full?
Close. You took 9 and 6.
You took 6, 9, and 1. So 16. You took 16 points of damage total there.
So, 6... Well, that's still minus 2.
No. Well, he's healed enough. He doesn't need my help.
I'm like, there's no time. There's still another one out there. It could go anywhere. We need to find it. Is that one dead? Is the one... it's
yeah,
still
that's very dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It is dead.
No, the one that's still attached to the ship.
Well, so one Leva killed with magic missiles, one jetted into you, and one jetted towards you guys, but off into the Phlogiston.
Yeah, we gotta find that one before it attacks another crew.
Okay, well,
after pulling the corpse of the one off of me.
We will have to find out what happens with that after the break. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, and we will see if you guys can find the rest of these creatures. See you then, everyone.
And I'll suggest...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to suggest Yeldan's going to suggest that he takes the flying potion that we have, and Lafdul does his transformation thing.
All right. Well, you guys can discuss that in the break, and we'll see what you come up with. See you in a few minutes, everyone.